Hello viewers, welcome to the session on K nearest neighbors in machine learning. Please make sure to watch all the prerequisite videos for your clear understanding and to make best use of it. So let us understand what is this KNN. It is nothing but an algorithm which at the training phase just stores the dataset, and when it gets the new data, then it classifies the data into a category that is much similar to the new data. I know you are slightly confused here. Don't worry, it's going to be completely clear in the upcoming slides. Moreover, KNN is a non-parametric algorithm, which means it does not make any assumption on the underlying data. And it is also known as lazy learner algorithm because it does not learn from the training set immediately. Instead, it stores the dataset, and at the time of classification, it performs an action on the dataset. So, the general formula which we use in KNN is nothing but Euclidean distance formula. Let us suppose we are having 2 points A and B, and x1, y1 are coordinates of point A and x2, y2 are coordinates of point B. Then the distance between these 2 points A and B is calculated by the formula under root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So let us understand it more clearly. Before moving ahead, I would like to inform you that in KNN, K represents the number of nearest neighbors to the given data point, and we generally take the K value in odd digits. This is because we want to avoid the equality conditions where it becomes undecidable to where the new dataset will go, and for that we take K value as odd digit. And now let us understand it in a way with an example. Let us consider that we are having a dataset in which some data values belongs to category A and some belongs to category B, and we need to predict to which category this new data point will move. And here KNN helps us. KNN finds the Euclidean distance to all its nearest neighbors, and it summarizes that the new data point will belong to that class or that category which is having highest neighbor to the given point. Let us suppose here we have defined K is 5, means we are going to decide whether the data point is belonging to category A or category B on the basis of majority of 5 points, the value of K as 5, and of this 3 neighbors are belonging from category A, and obviously the new data point will belong to category A. This is the working of KNN. So now let's quickly look at the pros and cons of the KNN. When it comes to its advantages, firstly, it is simple to implement. Secondly, it is robust to the noisy training data. And last but not the least, it can be more effective if the training data is large. But when it comes to disadvantages, here we always need to determine the value of K, which may be complex sometimes. And the computation cost is high here, as it needs to calculate the distance between the data points for all the training samples. Okay, before jumping into the practical implementation of the KNN, let us quickly have a look at the general pathway which we are going to follow, and it is much similar to what we have been doing till now, and the only difference comes at the step number 5, where we are going to implement KNN algorithm on training dataset. Now finally, it's time for your favorite hands-on session on KNN. So in this practical session also I have imported all the important libraries and read the dataset. So what we are basically going to do in this practical is same as the previous one. Here we are going to check whether an employee is going to purchase a particular item or not based on his age and income. So I have read the dataset. Now I am segregating the dataset into dependent and independent variables. Here X represents the independent variable dataset and Y represents the dependent dataset. See, Okay. Now I am splitting my data set into training and testing models. Successfully executed. Yeah, xtrain are the independent variables and xtest are the independent variables of the testing data set. Now I am applying standardization because there is huge difference between age and income value. So what I am doing is standardizing it. So now you can see the xtrain and xtest. The difference between both of them has become very less. That's the main purpose of using standardizing. Now, this major chunk of code. Now you need to understand these three lines. What I'm doing is from sklearn package, I have included neighbors module and imported kneighbor classifier class. And I'm creating an object of this class by keeping n neighbors as 5. You make sure, please make sure whenever you are executing, it has to be a odd number. And I'm using the metric Minkowski and power parameter 2 for using Euclidean distance. And from that, I'm fitting my training model into this classifier object. Now let's execute this particular chunk of code. Okay, it has been successfully executed. Now let me predict the X test. See, it has been successfully executed. And now you can see this is my Y predict and Y test is the actual data set. Yeah, both are pretty much similar. Some errors are there. Okay, now let us find out how many errors are there from the confusion matrix. See, it has been successfully executed. And from the confusion matrix, you can make sure these two are correct values, that it is false and it has also predicted false. It is true and it has also predicted true. So the false cases are 4 plus 3, 7. So it is going to give us about 93% of accuracy. So let's calculate the accuracy score. See, accuracy score has been found out to be 93%. Now let's visualize the same thing in the legendary plot. See, it has been successfully executed. Let me show you the plot. It's taking time to get executed once again. Yeah, see, the green represents the true value that the employee has purchased and red represents the false value that the employee has not purchased. And the different colors in this particular regions, that is red in green and green in red, represents the error values. So as usual, I have included code snippet for your fast revision. So you can pause your video here and can take the screenshot of the same for your future reference. I hope this video proved fruitful to you and hope you have gained something extra than what you were knowing earlier. Thank you.